we go. All right. So yeah, I was hoping we could just do some introductions, do your name, your location, and if you watch the Olympics, it doesn't have to be summer, but summer or winter, which Olympic event you enjoy watching the most. And if you don't watch the Olympics, what event would make you want to watch the Olympics? So I will start off first. My name is Mindy. I use she, her pronouns. I am located in Portland, Oregon, and my favorite Olympic sport to watch is curling. I could watch curling all day long because it is delightfully fun. And I'm going to choose somebody to pass it along to. I will choose Allison.
Morning, everybody. My name is Allison. I also use she, her pronouns. I'm located in Austin, Texas, and I am very into the Summer Olympics. Soccer has to be my most favorite, but there is a basketball game going on right now that's getting pretty dicey. So I'm also into that as well, but I love watching everything. I'll pass it to Sarah.
Okay, cool. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, she, her pronouns. I'm based in Vegas. I think there's someone else who's also based in Vegas. And the Olympics, I feel like I could get into anything of any part of it. Honestly, gymnastics, I could get into. I saw skateboarding the other day, like clips of it, and I was like, whoa. So yeah, whatever it is, I can get into it. Track. I forgot. I'll pass it to Devin.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Devin, pronouns he, him. I'm based in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think I inadvertently got sucked into some of the Olympic events. Like, I don't know, gymnastics just came up and I was like, okay, well, I have to sit down and I lost a few hours there. And then track and field, I was like a whole exciting event as well. But yeah. Uh, and I'll pass over to Emma.
Good morning, everyone. I'm living in San Francisco. Pronouns she, her. For Olympics, I enjoy watching a lot of games. I think the one I like the most, the first one is table tennis because I'm Chinese and they're super good at it. And the second one is weightlifting. It's very inspiring to see that they like overcome the challenges at the moment, and you kind of live vicariously with them. So that's the two games I enjoy the most. And I'm gonna pass to Nathan.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I'm in Denver, Colorado. I do have to say on the topic of weightlifting, yeah, I watched a 108-pound woman lift a 258-pound weight the other day. And like the number of times that I double checked my math, I was like, no, come on, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's mind blowing. But probably I get torn. Like this year, I really enjoyed watching rock climbing because that's something that I actually do, and so it was like fun to see people who are just so much better at it than I am. Um, but I also do love track and field. Like there's a certain purity to like, you know, gymnastics and all these different things are like really cool, but there's all this subjectivity and like some of these track and fields things are just like big man throw rock far. And I'm like, I like that. There's a purity to that. Um, so I really enjoy those as well. Um, but yeah, I'll pass it off to Marcus.
Hey guys, my name is Marcos. I live here in Las Vegas where it's like super, super hot, around 120 degrees almost half the time. But my favorite Olympic sport is probably basketball or soccer. I'm really into soccer, and I hope to maybe go to one of the games one of these years. All right.
Okay. Very cool. Awesome. Thanks all for sharing a little bit about yourself. Hopefully we kind of start to get into some more as we go, as we move forward in our cohort. So I think the next thing that we're going to do is walk through an issue together. We actually didn't talk about who's going to like kind of kick it off and show that.
Oh yeah, I think you said you'd have gone
Oh, did I?
first. Yeah.
Just kidding. I did. I volunteered. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will share my screen.
All right.
And
So if you all didn't see, I don't know if you all got time to watch the orientation, but you will be working together over the next few weeks on several issues that we've set up for you. And you will be expected to pair program. It can be synchronously or asynchronously. So we just want to walk through the process of how that pair programming workflow should go. Um, is everyone familiar with using Git and Git branches? Like, what has been your experience with Git so far?
I recently graduated from a coding boot camp and we used Git all the time. It was, multiple commits a day, huge part of our workflow. I feel like since graduating, it's been less collaborative, but still pushing commits. But I'm excited to get back into pair programming.
Okay, nice.
I've used Git branches plenty of times. I'm still hesitant sometimes. I've had practice, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, is it gonna go wrong? But yeah, I've had experience.
I also have experience using creating new branches, and there are like 2 times I need to resolve conflicts, but that is the part I get super panicked, like fearing of deleting the wrong code.
Mhm. That's fair.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess that's a benefit of Git in that if stuff goes wrong, we could kind of revert or go back a bit. So don't worry, you won't break stuff. I mean, you could, but we could just as easily unbreak it. So
Awesome. So do we want to go the live share route then? So
yeah.
cool.
Let's see.
Good deal. All right. So in GitHub, if you go to the Collab Lab, our repo is listed here now, TCL-76. Y'all should have already cloned it and added a contributor, so you know where it is. Before we get started too much, I do want to point out this project brief. Like this is where you want to be all of the time. This is your source of truth for what's going to be happening each week. So definitely take a look at that. But our first issue is going to be listed here in projects. And then the TCL-76 Smart Shopping List. And we're going to be working on number 1. So this is a Kanban style board where we can take our ticket, our task here, and move it over to in progress. Yeah, I think the first thing that we want to do is probably read through that ticket pretty clearly. Somebody else want to read it out loud? My voice is apparently not quite awake yet, so I don't want to be talking anymore.
All right. So yeah, so being able to sign in is a foundational part of our app. Not only will it allow us to connect to users to the shopping list they have access to, but it will prevent users from being cluttered with others' data and keep their own data from being messed with. So this provides a layer of personalization and security to the app. Now, authors are already set up in Firebase, but there's no way for users to actually sign in to this site. We already have a use auth hook. We just need to set it up so that we have a solid foundation for the rest of our issues. So for each issue, you will see acceptance criteria listed that need to be met before that can actually be approved and merged in. So for this issue, the use auth hook as well as the sign in button, sign out button components are imported into layout.jsx. The sign in button is displayed on every page if the user is not signed in, and the sign out button is displayed on every page if the user is signed in. All right. I think for the notes, we could we could read through them, but this is just a bit of extra config that we have to do afterwards. So it's just that right now we don't have the full functionality yet, but what we'll be doing in this part would just be creating a test list so that users will have access to just for the sake of displaying items. And as we progress through it, we're going to have proper read-write access from the front end to Firebase.
Okay. Thank you for that. So from here, let's see here. You want to kick off the pairing aspect of it? Oh, Devin, you are muted.
Yeah. All right. Just trying to rearrange my windows. All right. So first up, once you've decided on the issue that you're working on, you're gonna have to work on a branch. And we've suggested, well, I think in the project brief, we have just the naming methodology for the branches. I think which will usually be the initials of each team member followed by some description.
Does that look great?
Yeah. All right. So first up, we want to make sure that the use auth hook as well as the sign in button and sign out button are imported into layout.jsx.
Not auto-completing for me. Is it just that?
Is it from the same file? Is the question.
I'd say
Uh,
looks like
yeah,
it.
it should be from use auth.jsx.
Yeah. It's just not auto-completing for me.
All right. Did we want to double check just to make sure it was properly exported?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's because use off is exported in the index, but the sign in button is not.
I see.
Where is it?
Under
It's
API at the top.
Oh, I see. It's in the folder. Okay. All right. What do I need to do next?
All right, so next up, we want to display the sign in button on every page if the user is not signed in. So I think does use auth return to us a user object, I believe.
Did we want to, you said that it wasn't exported here, so we need to export it. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we could.
Okay. Before we were talking about that, so I wanted to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, sorry, back to what you were saying. You were saying the user.
Yeah, so we want that sign in button to be displayed on every page if the user is not signed in. I guess we could take a look at the use auth. So does use auth give us a user? Yes, it does. So we should be able to get that user from that use auth hook in layout.jsx. And I guess once we have a user, we could conditionally render those buttons. Did you have a preference of where you would want to put those buttons for now?
No, I don't have a preference.
Where does it make the most sense? Should it be in the Maybe the header or the main.
I don't actually know what this looks like, so I'm not sure. What is outlet?
Outlet, maybe.
What is it? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I'm thinking it's the
I believe that other components get output from outlet. So you always have this page layout wrapping whatever else you're displaying,
Oh,
like a
okay.
router
Okay.
outlet and Angular. Yeah.
Right.
cool. Okay. Nice.
All right. Cool.
So would we maybe conditionally show the outlet if the user signed in, and we wouldn't show it if they were not signed in?
Yeah, I
No, I
think
think it
so.
would be there regardless, right?
Really?
So is it just the content of the page, like whatever we pass to it?
Yeah, exactly. If they're signed out, then it
Yeah.
displays a
So
sign-in page through outlet.
okay. So then I guess it shouldn't really matter at this point once we have the buttons.
Hmm.
Because I don't think we have any content for that outlet just yet.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah,
so what should,
I see Copilot is one step ahead of us.
yeah, that it is. Should I just accept what it's saying here, or do you want to and go for
Sign in button. Yeah, I think that looks okay. If we have a user render this sign out. But if we have a user, yeah, if we have a user render sign button. Otherwise, show this sign in button. All right.
what if we switch do live share here and switch drivers?
All right.
We'll play around with it a little bit from there. Okay. Have you all used live share before? Anybody? Yes, yes, that's good. I'm seeing some nods. I'm wishing I had a cup of water. I just brushed my teeth. Do y'all ever have that feeling after you brush your teeth with your mouth is kind of like, bleh? That's what I'm feeling right now. That's where I'm at. Awesome.
All right. I'm following Biomindy in my VS Code.
What's
I've
up?
not used live share in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
All right. All right. So what are we doing? Yeah, host share live.
So I don't know. I'm still thinking like the outlet. If the outlet's the rest of the app, I wonder if we could like just start this and see what it looks like.
Yeah, could we just get like a preview of it?
Yeah. How do we start this?
I think it should be npm run dev. Or is it npm start?
Oh, I haven't actually done npm install yet on this. I probably
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, npm start. Cool. We're on what 3,000. Wow, authors defined. Used.
I don't mind me with my other stuff up that. Hmm. Is it supposed to show something?
Yeah, I think we should at least see why is it going to illustrations and
Oh,
not
that's something else.
okay.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Cool. So
All
is
right.
this from outlet then?
Yeah, that should be. It's a little
Okay.
yep.
All right. Well, maybe I still think so. I think we should show. Did we? I missed the decision there as far as like the outlet. I feel like outlet should only be shown if it was if
There,
you're.
you don't want to conditionally hide outlet. That
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a wrap component for everything that gets displayed. If you hide outlet, then none of your routes are going to display anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think you still want things like a welcome page or something like that in it. So I think outlet should stay
Cool.
as this.
Should we
All right.
maybe then, like add some? Let's add like some text that says you are signed in as, and like add the user. What do you think of that?
Um, it's I mean it's a bit out of scope. It is a nice touch though.
Hmm,
Do we need to do it at this point in time would be question.
that is a good
I mean,
question.
so but maybe before we get to that, maybe we just test to see if the functionality works. Like, does it render sign out once we've signed in? So
Okay.
so I believe it should give us a pop-up to log in with Google.
Ah,
Okay, nice. And if we hit sign out, does it log us out and display sign in? Yep. There we go.
awesome. Okay. Are we
All
done
right.
then?
I think we might be.
So we didn't really get to switch with the pairing so much, but
No.
GitHub Copilot did too much work for us.
Yeah. All right. So from this point on, you could do your commit and push, and then we would write up a pull request to have this merged into main. How this will typically work is that once you've done your pull request, you will tag the teammates on the other team who would review your PR. And once your teammates are done, then you can tag the mentors, and we will also review them before merging to main. Just as a general rule, you should have at least one mentor's approval before merging that code into main.
I have a question. Before
Yep.
we merge, it like, can we just want to make sure that I'm, doing the right steps? Should we tag one of y'all before, just so that we get y'all's approval? Will tagging suffice, or would it help to send y'all a Slack notification or something like that?
I would say both. There's just cover all the bases. That increases the chances of at least someone seeing it. Although generally we will check in from time to time, but yeah, the more the better, I'd say. Like I think like Mindy said, over communicate as opposed to under communicate.
Actually, maybe I will stop here and let Devin let you take over for the pull request. That way we are.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I'll stop sharing and let you share.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So at the repo, I'm gonna go to pull request and do a new pull request. This should be, let's select the correct branch. All right, and create a pull request. This uses a template, so it should make it very easy for you all to complete this. For the description, let me clean this up. And Oh, yeah. What speed are we? 40. Was it use off? Use
Yeah.
off. And sign out buttons. All right. And these generally commented out. We would,
Oh, related issue. A lot of
yeah.
this.
So we could do close. Should be number one. But it's
Yeah.
number one. Yes.
Hmm.
All right. Acceptance criteria. So I guess we could just copy this from the actual description. Let's get them marked down. Type of changes. Should we just add this as a new feature? I guess.
It says to use labels. Do we have labels for that then?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we.
Nice.
It's just enhancement. Yeah. All right, and it would help to provide a screenshot of before and after.
Hmm.
I don't know if I don't know if I may have to switch to your branch to run locally now to get that screenshot.
Yeah, I can do
Unless
that.
Yeah,
I can do the after.
okay. I think I need to stop live show.
Maybe I'll add it to the description here after you finish the rest of it.
Yeah. Wish I had gone to the clipboard, but all right. All right. So here's the before. And can I just say this as a draft?
Oh yeah.
Great. So leave it as a draft, and I guess you could pull it up. Yeah, so at this point you could assign it to the other team's members for review. And in this case,
I think you need to click on draft pull request before I can actually see it in my end.
oh, draft pull.
There we go.
If we wanted to ask the other programmers, would we use reviewers or would we use assignees? No, I mean, I'm guessing it's reviewers
Oh,
actually.
yes. Sorry, yeah, you could use reviews.
Okay. I only saw that person, so I was confused.
Okay, I have the after in there.
All right, cool. All right. So I guess I'll switch to ready for review. And in this case, we'll just request review from Nathan. Nathan, what was your GitHub again? Never had it.
That should do it.
Do you know your GitHub username offhand? I don't know if I have it here.
It's literally my name. I'm wondering if I
Nathan
didn't
Broughton.
set myself up in the repo correctly.
Mm.
Ugh.
Definitely have it. I don't actually know what I need to do to have myself show up in that list.
You are not listed as a member actually in the Collab Lab.
Oh, yeah, you have to accept. So it's still pending invite.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay, try now.
Oh no.
Refresh and try.
Nope, still nothing.
I definitely accepted.
Hmm.
I don't know, does it take time to show up?
Maybe.
I feel like it shouldn't,
Yeah.
but maybe it does.
It says I'm a member.
So maybe try again. He wasn't until just now, and I tried it again.
Oh, there you go.
Great success.
All right.
You did it.
All right, nice.
Hey, we did it. All right. So from my end, so I'll pull up this pull request here. Obviously, I can see right at the top that I've been requested. And from there, what I'm going to do is look at acceptance criteria. Use auth is imported along with sign in and sign out. I can jump over to files changed here and just check that that's the case. Sure enough, use auth, sign in, sign out. Or that's the export, but either way, imported there. Cool. What else we got? Both of these buttons are displayed on every page dependent on whether or not the user is signed in. So I can scroll down here. I know that this is the layout component, and therefore this will be on every page. I can see we've got some conditional logic. If the user exists, show the sign out, otherwise sign in. I go, yep, that seems to cover the acceptance criteria that we got. And so I can add a review. And I can leave the classic. Looks good to me. And approve. See that whatever checks it needs to run have passed. And then that's cool, GitHub. Do I merge it, or what's the flow there? It kicks back to the devs to merge it, or
I
guess it
think
doesn't
think we-
really matter.
Yeah, I mean, if it's fine, if it's fine.
Yeah.
I
right.
guess the only exception may be if there was some minor change that had to be done but wasn't really blocking then we could leave it for them to merge in. But I guess for the sake of this exercise, you could merge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Do you have any preferences for keeping branches or deleting branches?
I always delete.
Same. Yeah, so let's not clutter the repo.
Yeah. Cool. That's pretty much it for reviewing. Just want to double check that what they've done actually does fulfill the acceptance criteria.
Yeah. And feel free to give a couple things that I really enjoy doing with pull requests is giving good, praise if you see something that you are like, wow, that's actually a really neat implementation of them doing that. Make sure you mention that. I think that's always really great. And then if there's something that you can give improvement suggestions that are both blocking or non-blocking, kind of whether or not they can actually merge it in. So we'll go into some more of those details a little bit later in the cohort, but there's lots of options with reviewing code. So
yeah. Granted, we already saw the functionality of this on screen, but I still would encourage you to pull that code locally and test it on your own machine. Make sure it does what it's supposed to do. Test it in the browser. Just make sure everything's good before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any questions from you all so far? I know it's a lot, but
I have another quick question. So, whenever the people who worked on it make the pull request, we put the two programmers. So then they make the request to one of you three
that's
for
a
the
good
last.
question. So the developers who own the PR who opened it, they will kind of follow the process all the way through. So they'll get the review of the other two collabs. Once that comes back good, then they also ask the review for the mentors. And then once that comes back, then you go ahead and merge it. So they own the process all the way from beginning to end. Is that
Okay?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
all right, I guess we could jump into this week's issues. Let me do a share screen again. All right, so in this case, with that project's board as well, like as you go through it, you could drag stuff in. I guess it's already closed here. But if you want to just have it, drag and drop as you progress through all of these stages. Yeah. So then the issues would be here. All right. So we're starting with issue number 2. All right. So as a user, I want to read all of my shopping lists and the items in them. So the most important feature of our app is the ability to look at their shopping list to see what's on them, so the user knows what they need to buy. For this to work, we'll have to be able to choose our shopping lists. The list, active shopping list component and home component, where the user will be able to switch shopping list components, are in place, or are the best place in our code to do that. In fact, this feature is already partially implemented. Refer to the acceptance criteria and the existing code to understand the work that remains. So because some of them are already done, that's why you see some of these already checked off. The list component is rendered on the list page. Because the navigation links are currently broken, you have to type that path into your browser's address bar. So for the acceptance criteria, what's already been done, the use shopping list hook is used in app.jsx to get the shopping list the user has access to from database. The lists are passed into the home component as a prop named data. The set list path function is passed into home, so we can update the current list. The use shopping list data hook is used in app.jsx to get the items in the current list from the file store database, and the list is passed to this component as a prop named data. So your mission for this week, for this issue, would be in the home JSX, the single list component is used to render the name of each shopping list a user is subscribed to, And in this list.jsx, the list item component is used to render each item. So notes. In this one, your only goal is to make sure that the names of the items render as expected. You may be tempted to modify a list item.jsx or single list.jsx to show more information, but you will have a lot of time to work on those extra features later. The variables you need are already being passed into the list and home components. What steps you need to take, what steps do you need to take to render them? Additionally, until issues 4 and 5, you should only be able to see the shopping list that was manually added in issue 1. So that's that bit there. We will just fix that during the week so that there's some temporary test list for you all to work with. All right. Issue number 3. As a user, I want to be able to navigate to all the pages in the application by clicking the links in the nav bar. So users need to be able to navigate between the pages of our application in order to access all of its features. There's a navigation bar in the layout.jsx component, but it's not quite feature complete. The links in the nav element don't actually allow the user to navigate from page to page. The acceptance criteria, so far we've already had the nav element being added to the layout component, and the links to home, list, and add items pages are in that nav element. So the last remaining acceptance criteria for this would be to ensure that all links function as expected using the nav link component from React Router DOM. Notes for this one, you probably need to refer to the React Router DOM docs. And while a standard anchor element could allow users to navigate from page to page, the nav link component adds additional behavior that is essential to app functioning correctly. So you're gonna have to dive into a bit of docs for this one if you haven't used React Router much. Yeah. Good. Any preference for any of these issues? This week's issues are intentionally small. It's just to kind of get you going with the flow of things. From the following week, they will be a bit more challenging. If no preference, I will just assign manually. But Mindy, did we have I guess all those things should be in the orientation brief, right?
Yeah.
For this week's pairs.
Mhm.
All right. And
Stacy mentions it in orientation, but you're assigned a group or assigned an issue in the project brief. Oh, it's in the project brief one, not the orientation. Sorry.
Yep. Okay.
But if you want to switch those, you're totally welcome to switch the issues.
Oh, actually, that's pre-assigned. Okay, well then we're good to go. So then, Emma and Sarah, you're gonna get issue 2, and Marcos and Allison will have issue 3. So assign. Okay, and issue 3. Did I not get Allison's?
I was having
Allison, you have to.
trouble. Yeah, I was having trouble. So my GitHub is actually a Randall 1.
Oh,
I'll send it in the Zoom chat real fast.
yep.
Some random person got an invite.
Oops.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I was like trying to find the notification. I was like, I don't know how I didn't accept something, but it makes sense.
Should we
So
delete
who is this? Yeah, who this is.
You can delete that.
great access to our repo here.
Yeah, see features magically appearing.
There we go. All right, I'll go ahead and accept right now. Cool.
There we go. All right, so your issues have been assigned. We will also create a thread, a couple threads in the Slack channel for you via Pairbot. So any communication regarding those issues, please keep them in threads. You could tag the mentors or other teammates or individual team members as needed if you have any kind of questions or concerns. But again, I'd encourage you to communicate as much as possible. There's no harm in over communicating in this sense. And then Mindy, we'll have office hours. You're going to do office hours this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess you'll decide on that. And then I guess we will meet again on Sunday to review the issues. I know these issues are very small, but just get in the habit of just communicating as much as possible in Slack. That way we can kind of follow your logic. Or any questions, any concerns, anything at all. Yeah, I think that should be it. Is there anything else? Mindy, Nathan, you want to add in?
I would just recommend to start off sooner rather than later. I know a common problem with folks is that they'll like, oh, we'll start on Wednesday. And then they kind of get their timetable squished. The review process can take a little longer than you expect it to. So make sure you front load your week and start early. Today, Monday, Tuesday, working with your pair if possible at all. So that way you can have it being reviewed later on in the week.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Any questions from any of our collabs? But if you do, Slack is the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Well, good luck with your first week's issues, and I will see you all in chat. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.